Time's up. Nunes rocks the DOJ with a payback that will purge out their buried secrets by US4Trump.com. Representative Nunes, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, joined Maria Bartiromo on Sunday Morning Futures on Father's Day. In an explosive interview, Nunes laid waste into the DOJ, who has been delaying documents, and he is taking action. During the interview Sunday, Representative Nunes told Maria the Department of Justice leadership has until Monday to turn over the subpoenaed documents or they will have hell to pay. Nunes said the deadline is this week, so if documents begin to be turned over tomorrow and a clear way and path forward for everything else is not clear here in the next couple of days, there's going to be hell to pay by Wednesday morning. All of the members of the House of Representatives are going to start taking action against the Department of Justice and FBI, Nunes added. Maria replied, taking action, meaning contempt of Congress. Nunes responded to Maria saying, well, that's just one of the many options, but I can tell you that it's not going to be pretty. Nunes is fighting fire with fire. Okay, let's watch here.
Mr. Chairman, this is my question as we continue diving into this IG report. You have been asking for these documents from the DOJ and the FBI now for a year. You had a major meeting on Friday and have come up with an agreement that they are going to deliver all of the documents that are left to be delivered to you by next Friday. If you do not get those documents this week by your deadline of Friday, what are you going to do?
Well, I would say it's more of this. The deadline's not Friday. The deadline is this week. So if documents do not begin to be turned over tomorrow, and a clear way and path forward for everything else is not clear here in the next couple days, there's going to be hell to pay by Wednesday morning, because we can no longer, it's not just about the committee chairman any longer. This is about rank and file members of Congress who continue to come up to me and say, what on earth are you guys doing? I have many members on the Intelligence Committee that are Republicans that are trying to get to the bottom of these issues. They're relying on me to get the documents so that they can complete the investigation that we began. So we are quickly, this is going to go from just myself and a few committee chairmen to all the members of the House of Representatives who are going to begin to take action against the Department of Justice and FBI.
Taking action meaning contempt of Congress?
Well, that's just one of the options. That's just one of many options, but I can tell you that it's not going to be pretty.
What are your options? What's not pretty? Are you going to force the resignation of Rod Rosenstein?
Well, we can't force the resignation, right? But we can hold in contempt. We can pass sense of Congress resolutions. We can impeach. And look, and I think we're getting close to there, right? I mean, if they don't have good reasons why they haven't provided us this information, the American people's patience have run out. My patience have run out. I think the Speaker of the House and Chairman Gowdy gave them every opportunity to try to clear all of this up. And there's just no time left anymore. It just looks like they're trying to run out the clock, as I've said many times on your show.
So the bottom line is you're willing to go all the way. You're willing to move to impeachment of the leadership of DOJ and FBI.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been there for a while now.
We will leave that subject here, and obviously we want to talk with you next week, throughout the week, to see if you're getting these documents and where we stand on this. But I want to get a quick question from you on China.
This is the full interview here. Let's see. All of the subpoenas are supposed to be complied with this week. Okay.
This meeting put together. However, I think that we have a process to move forward. We're supposed to meet on Monday. Our staffs are supposed to meet on Monday, and all the subpoenas are supposed to be complied with this week. Now, I'm not sure. My confidence level is extremely low that DOJ and FBI are going to comply. I don't have a lot of confidence. However, it was good that the Speaker of the House was there along with the other two committee chairmen to make sure that the FBI and DOJ know that they've been put on notice, that we're not going to take no for an answer anymore, and that the subpoenas will be complied with, or the House will have to take other measures.
So in other words, you put a deadline in place. You want to see the documents that you've requested by when? What is the deadline in place that you've agreed to?
The deadline, multiple deadlines. Let's not forget, multiple deadlines have been blown past. Okay, so this is. I mean, we could just. There's countless deadlines. I think we went through a list of about 20 outstanding deadlines that have only partially been met or have not been met at all. So, but the key takeaway. Is that the Speaker of the House wanted to make sure that we essentially reset everything and got back on track to make sure that this week all of the outstanding requests are complied with this week.
What specifically are you looking for?
That's where it was left.
What request? What is the request specifically? What documents are you looking for?
Well, as you know, we are looking into FISA abuse and other matters. So what does this mean is how did you use our nation's counterintelligence capabilities? These are capabilities that are used to track terrorists and other bad guys around the globe. How did you weaponize that against a political campaign, the Trump campaign, where ultimately it ended up in Carter Page having a FISA warrant put against him, which allowed the government to go in and grab all of his emails and phone calls. So that's primarily what we've been investigating for many, many months. We've asked for documents as it relates to that. And I will tell you, Chairman Gowdy was very, very clear with the Department of Justice and FBI and said that if there was any vectoring of any informants or spies or whatever you want to call them into the Trump campaign, before the investigation began, we better know about it by Sunday, meaning today. He was very, very clear about that. And as you probably know, there was breaking news this morning that now you have a couple Trump campaign people who are saying that they've amended their testimony before the House Intelligence Committee. They sent in both Friday night and this morning amendments to their testimony, saying that in fact they feel like somebody, they're not claiming it was the FBI, but someone ran informants or spies into them to try to get information and offer up Russian dirt to the Trump campaign. Now this would have been in May of 2016, which is obviously months before this counterintelligence investigation was opened by the FBI into the Trump campaign.
So what you're saying is Trey Gowdy told the DOJ on Friday night if there was any activity, any communication, any documents related to the Trump-Russia probe launching, if there was any information before it actually launched, you want to know that today, by today.
By today.
And have you heard from them? Is there any other?
And I reiterated it.
So is there any, have you heard from them that there's more information?
They have my phone number. They have my phone number. They know how to call myself or Mr. Gowdy. If I were them, I would pick up the phone and call us and let us know what this is all about, this story that broke in the Washington Post this morning, just hours ago.
Right.
They probably ought to tell us whether or not they were involved in that, or else they have a major, major problem.
The Washington Post is reporting that Trump associate Roger Stone reveals new contact with Russian national during the 2016 campaign. And yes, you're right. It was in May of 2016 when Roger Stone says that he was that he was met with a Russian. He's calling him an informant, wanting money for information about Hillary Clinton that he says that he wants Donald Trump to pay for. You think that this is a new meeting that you didn't know about, and you should have been told about this by today from the DOJ?
Well, we should have been told about this about 8 months ago. Okay, let's start there. In compliance with the subpoena that we issued last August. But for sure, a couple months ago, when we began to ask, hey, we asked questions about, we had a subpoena, and we wanted to figure out, what they were doing before and after, right before and right after the opening of the counterintelligence investigation. So we asked for specific information and documents. As you know, that's what we've been fighting over for the last couple months now. And on Friday night, it culminated with us telling them, because they have swore up and down that they have given us everything that's pertinent to our investigation after the investigation was open. And they have claimed that there is nothing else that exists before that date. Now, this Washington Post story, I don't know that they're claiming for sure that this was an FBI spy or informant. And I have no idea whether it is or not. but it has all the makings or the looks of some type of spy or informant, and that would be a major problem because that is not something that has ever been brought to us, and it would be totally out of bounds.
Well, I guess it's important to note that Paul Ryan was at your meeting on Friday night, because we haven't heard from the leadership in terms of this issue aggressively, for sure. And then we did have a comment from Trey Gowdy a month ago, which basically questioned whether or not the FBI did everything right. So the fact that Paul Ryan was there on Friday night, is this an indication that the leadership in the House are becoming more unified with the committee chairman?
Yeah, I think it is. If you look at, I think both Chairman Gowdy and Speaker Ryan have been giving the FBI and the Department of Justice the benefit of the doubt. I have not been, as you know. My patience has run out. I believe that they have leaked. They've created massive leaks. We know that from the IG report.
Well, we have a shot of that. Do we have that graphic of all of the leaks, Matt, that you want to put up? Yeah, I have the IG report right in front of me, by the way. 560 pages. I've gone through a lot of it. This is the picture in the IG report that shows communication between senior FBI and DOJ people and reporters.
Yeah, so in that, and I reviewed that chart yesterday, and what I've been saying is, okay, look, we knew the FBI under Comey was leaking like a sieve everywhere. Director Wray has said that he's put in new requirements to make sure that they're not leaking to the press. Now think about that. All of those contacts, you have the FBI, the world's premier law enforcement agency, leaking to the press about ongoing investigations, while at the same time they're not giving information to Congress. Now what's happened in just the last couple weeks, what we've seen, and this is why I was very concerned about what Chairman Gowdy and Speaker Ryan had said, because they went way out on a limb protecting the Department of Justice. And what I had said is, well, wait a second here. How did these major leaks that have occurred here in the last couple weeks, how did those occur? Where did this information come from? And what we have found now is that we know at midnight, just a week ago, at midnight, the Department of Justice put out something on Republicans saying that we had not read documents that the Department of Justice had provided for us to read.
Right.
Now, that is a major leak of a classified meeting that also happens to be false because they knew that we ran out of time and didn't have time to actually read these documents. But they did that to embarrass the Speaker of the House and myself and Chairman Gowdy, who were given access to those documents but not given time to read those documents. That came from the top of the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
Okay? Why are those people still working at the Department of Justice? They are leaking. So if you learned anything from the Horowitz IG report, where you had lots of leaks occurring at the FBI, it doesn't now make it okay that you just leak from the very top.
Well,
so I'm tired of the threats. I'm tired of the leaks.
Well, Devin Nunes is a true American patriot. He is fighting for the truth. But if you're looking, Nunes, if you're looking for Gowdy and Paul Ryan's help there, no, they're pretending that they're on your side, and you basically know it, but it's that's why I see the frustration in Nunes's face, because he knows Gowdy is not really fighting for the truth, even though he's saying it. He knows Gowdy and Paul Ryan are traitors, and I just my prayers go out to Nunes, because he's pushing really hard, and he's pushing by himself, and the other people are pushing back, playing as if they're on Nunes's side. But nah, if you're talking about Paul Ryan and Trey Gowdy, this is bad news, basically. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.